All right, let's dive into something we're all feeling right now. The chaos of rising costs, global uncertainty, and that sinking feeling when you check your investment balance. But here's the thing. While we can't control wars, oil prices, or the stock market, we can control how we respond. And that's where the real power lies. So let's talk about how to navigate this mess, not just survive it, but maybe even thrive in it. Personally, I think the key is focusing on what's actionable, not just scrolling through doom-filled headlines. Let's break it down. First up, food. Yes, food. It's one of those everyday expenses that's quietly becoming a luxury. Take fresh produce, for example. With fertilizer shortages and supply chain disruptions, prices are climbing. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about saving money. It's about adaptability. One thing that immediately stands out is the idea of apocalypse-style food prep. It sounds dramatic, but it's genius. Buying seasonal, freezing, or even growing your own herbs. That's not just frugal, it's a mindset shift. What many people don't realize is that small changes like this can add up to hundreds saved annually. And if you take a step back and think about it, it's also about reducing waste, which is a win for your wallet and the planet. So, next time you're at the grocery store, ask yourself, is this seasonal? Can I grow this? It's a game changer. Now let's talk staples. Bread, flour, the basics. With wheat prices fluctuating, it's tempting to panic buy. But here's where I think people go wrong. They confuse preparedness with hoarding. A detail I find fascinating is how simple it is to reduce waste. Freezing bread crusts, making croutons. These aren't just hacks, they're habits that build resilience. What this really suggests is that financial stability isn't about having more. It's about using what you have smarter. And honestly, that's a lesson we could all apply to more than just our kitchens. Next, KiwiSaver. The roller coaster of investment accounts. When the market dips, it's easy to freak out. But here's the thing, volatility is normal. What makes this really interesting is how people misunderstand it. They see a drop and think, oh no, I'm losing money. But if you're in it for the long haul, those dips are just part of the ride. From my perspective, the real mistake is letting fear drive decisions. Kristen Sutherland's advice is spot on. Match your fund to your timeline, not the headlines. If you're 10 plus years out from needing the money, growth funds are your friend. Shorter horizon? Go balanced. It's not rocket science, but it's surprising how many people ignore this. Now, petrol, the hot button issue of the moment. Shortages, price hikes, it's enough to make you want to ditch your car entirely. But here's where I think we can all take control, small, intentional changes. Apps like Gatsby, game changers. Checking prices on Tuesdays, a no-brainer. Even something as simple as removing a roof rack can save you fuel. What this really suggests is that every little bit counts. It's not about solving the global oil crisis. It's about optimizing your own situation. And honestly, that's empowering. Finally, let's talk about something we often overlook, our voices. It's an election year, folks. What many people don't realize is how much power we have in shaping policies. Electric vehicle subsidies, solar power, these aren't just buzzwords. They're solutions to bigger problems. But politicians won't know they matter unless we tell them. Personally, I think this is where the real change happens. It's not just about surviving the chaos. It's about building a future where these crises are less likely. So, send that email to your MP. It's more effective than you think. Here's the takeaway. In a world that feels out of control, focus on what you can control. Your spending, your habits, your voice. It's not about avoiding uncertainty. It's about navigating it with intention. So what's one small change you can make today? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear how you're tackling this.